we see that. I think that's why the RMRs have been so interesting over the last few years, and why a lot of people were missing them, is because you would have this squad of players you're not massively familiar with, and they would come in and frag out and really create some upsets, surprises, and perhaps that's going to be what we see today. If there is a shot to beat paiN, it would be today with Rix on the roster. Now for HOTU, we'll see what their Mirage looks like. I'd imagine this is it. This is the sort of the trendsetter. We're going to see what HOTU can do on a map like this. If they are going to be pug gods, they'll display that ability on the server here in this map. And Duke is off to the races. He's got 2.
Oh, the dualies over the smoke aren't connecting the way they'd like. Here's Big Vincere taking some shots just at a very small target, and that P2K cannot land. So Duke is going to stick around as he reloads with the bomb, which might have been ill-advised, but he's found his way up now, and it's just Snow against 4 at this B bomb site. NQZ and Big Vincere still far away from any assistance. And this feels like the pistol round for HOTU on the T side. Good entries coming up. Catwalk from Duke. I don't think there's a retake in store here. There's certainly no kits.
Locked out for the time being. Lampada able to follow up. Kato coming in, and a sharp pistol for HOTU. Kicks off with a Juke double and closed by the Lampada double combined with Kato as 1. So now we get into the second round. No investment yet from paiN. Couple of coach stand-in situations at this event.
Yeah, and I mean, I was just looking it up because I was just kind of curious of Rick's, of like when was the last like matches he played. He played their 2 matches at IE at Melbourne, the 2-0 loss to Complexity, the 2-0 loss to FaZe. But then, I mean, before that, you got to go back to 2023 where he last stood in and played a game, and then you got to go back to 2020. He played 2 games in 2023 and 1 game in 2020. So, yeah, it's one of those coaches where the activity isn't there in recent times. So we'll see what he can do, what he can provide for the team. Good aggression from the CT side and
Bricks.
completely trapping HOTU.
Brick's got a double as well, Jason.
Yeah, there he is.
Off to the races. Kate up, gonna try and burn them out into the open. And he's gonna go down to Snow. So we have paiN going 1 for 1 straight away with a force buy response. We'll see if HOTU decide to go for 1 as well. They didn't get a plant, so you'd imagine they will invest into this, given that some players are in the double eco territory.
Okay, so just once again, like they go fast up catwalk, and not a single player has gone to boxes to prevent any kind of a push or to clear the aggression whatsoever. So HOTU just trying to hit him with a fast cat. Snow's getting in the mood. Snow's getting into the groove of things, putting a smile on his face.
Always nice to see Snow smile.
Well, he's going to defend here. He's alone. He might not be smiling for long. He's got everyone coming at him. He gets the first kill, able to get into cover as well and reload, and now his teammates are here.
Oh yeah, Snow with a double off the back of triple. Grenade's gonna go over the top, sinks his 3rd kill. And his NQZ to grab that one with a grenade, actually. So 2 to 1. So we used to call him Davideus, right? Now we just kind of call him David, at least in the kill feed. It's always, there's always something
We're
different.
just sticking with David?
Yeah. But,
are we going to change it to David, or are we keeping the pronunciation as well?
David. David, Jason. We're
just
calling
get a new
David.
one every time he gets a kill.
Yeah, but Duke Fisura. He's going to drop the Fisura sometime. He's going to be Duke Fis.
Duke Fis.
The Juke. That would be pretty baller. But we got a technical issue. Not good.
Yeah, little pause in the action, so we'll get a relax.
Lampada's bought a scout, Jason.
He has.
Why has he done that? Well, this is Snow holding off the back of triple. They just try and run out with some speed off the back of some of these weaker weapons. And Snow handles business. Coming up to a year where we've seen Snow playing at the top level events.
Yeah. And I haven't gotten a good read at him just yet. I mean, I think the expectations around him in my head, I think, grew pretty unreasonable just because of the bidding war that there was in Brazil and how hard it is to get players under contract in Brazil. The fact there was a whole controversy, a bidding war between 2 different organizations, eventually got one out. But I feel like he hasn't hit that moment where he shows us what's made him kind of the desire of every Brazilian organization over the past couple of years, right? We haven't seen that kind of pop off where the nature of his game changes and we see him, constantly being a force for this team. So still waiting on that moment.
I think it might just be one of those. It's just a product of the environment that we're in Counter-Strike, where everyone had Donk Mania last year, where, oh my god, there's a 17-year-old beast just appeared and he's like winning Katowice's first tournament. And so everyone was trying to get their hands on the next up-and-coming 17-year-old phenom. And obviously, it's very rare to find a Donk.
Yeah, there's not too many of them. They don't grow in trees.
But let's see. Keisuke might be...
the next coming?
Yeah, I mean, he's been hyped so much that I hope he has more hype than Donk did, which is crazy. Because Donk came into the scene and delivered, now everybody's like, okay, well, what's Keisuke going to do?
Yeah. Although, you know, I won't lie. I mean, for such a young kid, I think when I've read interviews of him and talking about the situation he's in contractually with Spirit in the academy and his kind of aspirations, obviously now out of that contract, but seemed like he's got a level head on his shoulders. So I'm not.
He seems very confident.
He seems like he'll be able to handle that pressure.
Yeah, he seems very confident. He actually said in one of the interviews recently that, you know, it's not like he's gonna, when he gets an international team and he has to move, he's moving with his mother. So it's like he's going to have his family
taken home with him.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, in terms of adjusting into the scene, he's going to at least have that element. The family life is still going to be there for him.
Well, as we're kind of chilling and during this tech pause and watching the players stretch, let's take a big picture view on the event overall of PGL Astana in the year of our Lord 2025. Obviously, some big names not here. We don't have MOUZ. We don't have Vitality. We don't have Falcons. We have Spirit. So, I mean, if you look at this kind of team list of the teams at this event, Spirit, hands down, going to be the favorite, the pick to win this event. Like, this almost, when you look at this and you see that Vitality's not here, you see that Falcon's on here, you're almost kind of like, Spirit, it's your event to lose.
It should be like a Spirit Navi final, maybe a Spirit Aurora final, or even MongolZ.
I don't know, because I don't think you can. I think that was going to be my next point about this event from a big picture perspective, is if you clump Navi, Aurora, which is Eternal Fire, former Eternal Fire, Navi, Aurora, and MongolZ together, you have teams that I think at certain points of this year and certainly at certain points of last year, we would have been like, these are kind of like the next three teams. You'd pick like one of them to be in those finals to challenge for the trophy, but all of them have been disappointing recently. All of them have been like, you know, the results, you know, Navi not feeling like the same Navi we had last year. They don't have that same like trademark flair to them of that kind of system really working and really being effective. Aurora, we know their travel schedule was exhausted. They got burnt out. We don't know what they're going to look like after recovery. MongolZ have been grouped just as we start getting to a point where we feel like they're going to be making deep runs in playoffs. They still haven't shown they can handle the stage. So, I mean, this event is kind of crazy, especially when you think G2 is there and they're kind of trying to recover from the loss of m0NESY while they're also still recovering from the loss of Nico, Virtus.pro and their issues, HOOXi step into it. So, I mean, there's a lot of teams here where it's like, this is a cool first glimpse, but it's sort of like setting the barometer of what we're going to expect from them in the future. Especially when you get to a team like FURIA with Yakinder and Molodoy coming in. A lot of craziness right now.
It is a lot of craziness. It's almost like hard to
it's
believe.
Weird. It's weird having this much craziness like 2 weeks before the major, 3 weeks before the major.
Yeah, usually like silly season happens after the major, right? All the roster moves coming in, but everybody's desperately trying to get their team into a position where they can compete at the majors. So you're seeing all these squads who've struggled to kick off the year. They don't want to go into the major, fall flat. They want to make the move before. Now they've got the qualification points into the majors. So, yeah, interesting to see how it's going to all shake out. I think for the MongolZ, though, the idea that they could get into the playoffs and have the crowd likely heavily behind them, maybe bar the Spirit games, that could be a really fun prospect for the MongolZ.
Oh,
like, you know,
sure.
I think that this is a team that I think could definitely make the final of this tournament. I don't think they have what it takes to win it, though.
Okay.
If Spirit make it into the final, yeah, I think no one's beating them, right?
Sure. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. I think for me, it's like one, it'd be a cool thing to have Spirit go on and make it to the final and win this and look good and feel like we have a third competitor going into the major for that trophy, because you're gonna have Vitality and Falcons up there for sure at the major. But certainly, if Spirit can impress us here, I think they always have to be in the conversation. Depending on, you know, everything depends is your own personal view of what you think they're possible of or what this roster is. But I mean, if we're able to like come out of this event and be like, okay, Navi, Aurora, or the MongolZ, like those teams all clicking as well, all looking good, all look like they've solved some of their problems, all looking like they're a little bit revitalized and they're on the upswing heading into the major. I think if those three teams can show us, or like one of those teams or two of those teams show us they're dangerous, that'd be a really cool thing heading into the major as well, as being like, okay, they had their struggle, they hit their rock bottom in time to recover for the major, and now we get to just go into this brawl. But I think there's a lot of teams with a lot of things to prove. G2, VP, Astralis, FURIA need to prove that they're on the right path. Navi, Aurora, MongolZ need to prove that they've still got it. And Spirit need to prove that they can contend with Vitality, that they can handle the rest of the field and just look towards Vitality and Falcons. It was Big Uzera they were looking at his PC. Maybe it's his view model.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's that middle.
Maybe
view
like
model.
we've actually finally had enough of this disgusting view model. We're gonna have to ask you to change
We've
it.
had enough complaints of bringing your POV up on the stream with this view model.
Well, we actually now have a lot of players switching to the middle view model, Jason. But the difference is theirs is low down, whereas his view model is like way up on the y-axis, I believe. And
okay,
it's
he's got it cranked up. It's right in,
it's
right
like,
in your face.
Really, it's not a good look. It really isn't. I switched to the middle view model. No, it's not breaking news.
Have you switched back, or you've stuck with it?
No, I stuck with it. I like it. You should give it a go.
No, I did. I tried it. I think I switched to it in Bucharest, or no, before that. I think in Katowice, actually.
Yeah. All right.
It's got some cool things to it.
Yeah.
paiN haven't won a series since ESL Pro League Season 21. If you want me to throw a date on that, it'd be March 8th.
Ooh.
So it's been just about exactly 2 months since they last won a series. Yeah, it's been a rough run of form for paiN, which is why it's kind of like when you come in, you're like, yeah, they should be favorites. We don't really know anything about this team they're going up against. Yeah, but everything for them has been nightmare mode recently. So
By the odds, they're still favorites, though.
By the odds, they're definitely still favorites.
All right. Well, the admin working on Big Azera's PC right now.
He's taking a knee. He's got the phone out. ChatGPT, he's clicking it all in. Spirit GamerLegion still going on the other stream. If you guys are just chilling, waiting out this tech pause. First map of spoilers. A 13-11 victory for Team Spirit. Second map has just started, very much in the early goings to throw that up onto a second monitor. What else we got going on? What else is going on around the Counter-Strike world these days, Dinko? What do you got for me?
Well, but there's a whole lot. There's a major coming up around the corner, and everyone's excited about that. It's going to be in the United States of America, Jason. So we've got all these players flying across the other side of the planet to come in for the World Championships. Sadly, not looking like Holzerk's going to make it. That's a little crazy. But maybe he's the first of many. Who knows? Yeah,
that one's painful, especially because he had some visa issues like last year or 2 years ago with complexity as well that I thought they'd resolved, but apparently not. That's a bummer. Unfortunate there.
I was getting someone from PGL enjoying the fact that you were flaming the admin. He's like, "Yeah, get him!"
Not flaming. It's all out of love. It's all out of jest.
This didn't sound like love. This sounded like
look. At the end of the day, I'm just very happy I don't have his job because I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing.
Feels like the admins travel more than anybody. Like I see the same group of people every time. Hey guys,
quite a crew.
It's like just jet lagged all the time.
This is kind of cool news. Most people have probably seen this is from a few days ago, but obviously topical, seeing as how we're casting PGL Astana at the moment. But obviously, a recent interview up on HLTV with Adren, founding an organization, stepping in as the coach, and founding a Counter-Strike organization in Kazakhstan. So I think that's super cool for a player who's come out of that region to come back and try and create something for it. I think that's lovely.
Yeah, it's cool to see Adren. He's definitely become one of the big streamers out there doing some co-streams. Got to see him at an event a few months ago, like last year. So he's definitely killing it. There's a lot of pathways for the legendary players from our games after. I think it's cool to see that they stick around. We get to see Get Right around events. Olaf's still streaming. Dren's now become a co-streamer. At least there's sort of things to do after playing.
Our whole Counter-Strike community is growing. Everyone's moving on to the next thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
Except for me, I'm still casting.
That's fine. You did other things too. you live a variety of life, Jason.
I've done a couple other things.
Yeah, coaching, analyst work, casting.
Yeah.
Building water fountains.
I did build a mean water fountain. That was great. It didn't even come with an instruction manual. I put it
No, it didn't, but we did use ChatGPT.
Just by ingenuity. We did use that for one thing.
Yeah. And it was pretty useful. All right. It seems to be quite an extended issue right now, so not even ChatGPT is fixing this one.
Hooksy's back. He gets his first win with Astralis. What'd you think about that? I really like the Astralis picking up HOTU play, and I think it's enough time before it's enough time to see the results. You know, it was enough. They had like 9-10 days, I think he said, of practice, which obviously isn't much. But I think it's enough time for him to start showing that he can get this team back on track.
Well, they played against ODDIK.
Yeah, they did.
That was a 2-1 game. But
yeah, but I mean, and a lot of people are going to point at that and kind of laugh at it and be like, Astralis dropping a map to ODDIK, like this should never happen, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know, it's a new team. And HOTU even referenced it to his interview, and I agree with him entirely. New team, the fact they get an extra map of play, yeah, you would have liked it to have been convincing. But, you know, an extra map, you can't really complain about it that at this point, if you're coming in with 9 days of practice, every map, even if it's an official, is going to be valuable to HOTU and to Astralis.
Yeah, HOTU, it's good to see him back. I mean, he's a player who has won a lot in Counter-Strike, a lot of great results. I think he kind of left G2 in a very unceremonious way. So I'm just very happy that he's found a project again. He's been sitting on the bench for way too long, especially in a time where a lot of teams need an IGL with experience that shows that they have the pedigree to win. You know, HOTU's not going to be a fragging in-game leader. We know that. That's the biggest criticism he has. And when things aren't looking good inside of the team, when maybe some of the other individuals are underperforming, obviously you're going to look at HOTU as that player. But I'm just intrigued to see how he's going to do with this team, because it's not like he's going into a project that's all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, a project that was like you're kind of stepping in and you're kind of just carrying the baton to the next stop. You've actually got to put some work in.
Is this team going to be a thing?
Yeah.
In the next month.
Well, I mean, look, they got the whole Astralis organization, the sale thing going on behind them, which has got to be in the back of your minds, but you have to find some way to push it out of thought, because you can't really do anything about it as a player. You're sort of just along for the ride and continuing to do your job. For HOTU as well, he even mentioned in the interview, you know, technically for him, this is like he hasn't really thought about anything long term, because this is like a one-event deal. He's just hopping in.
Probably a good thing, though.
Astralis isn't doing the major, so it's player break for them. HOTU's off to go relax as well. But certainly they need to find a path forward, and hopefully HOTU can get something cool out of this. Or show us something that, you know, maybe he doesn't end on Astralis, but maybe he has a good run with them here, and someone else is like, you know what? HOTU is a solid IGL.
Maybe we could do the ESA tag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bring him back?
No, he does the ESA tag, whereas, you know, you have a great event with
One
Astralis.
Great event, and then sign the big contract.
Yeah, you play for like 5 different organizations after that. Yeah, you could do that. For HOTU, though, it's like we heard a lot of his ex-teammates or coaches say that sometimes he doesn't have enough confidence in himself. And so maybe without the pressures of, you know, knowing that you are a full-time in-game leader for the Astralis project with all this long-term vision and expectations, and it's just one tournament, maybe that plays into a positive factor.
Yeah, maybe it does. But enough about that. You've obviously... Listeners and viewers at home, we've obviously switched into podcast mode as this extended tech break has gone on. So while this is still getting fixed up and we're all just chilling, I've got Twitch chat open. So why don't you just drop some questions in chat, and Dinko and I can have a little chit chat about the subjects that you want to hear us talk about.
Yeah, make some great questions though.
Really good ones.
Jason, I have a question for you. Do you know of the legendary figure of Tung Sahur?
I do not.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, we have some education for you, Jason.
Okay. Are you going to do it now, or are we saving this for later?
Your brain is not rotted enough, is what I would say. And someone in the chat, I'm sure, will ask you a question about it.
Now that you've brought it up?
Yeah. We've opened the floodgates.
I've had to really be careful about the brain rot content out there with a young wee child, an impressionable.
Yes, don't. Yeah, you avoid that at all costs.
We don't do. Okay, well, sorry, Twitch chat. I'm
the game's back.
The AMA is over. It was great. It was a good run. We had a lot of fun, and now we're gonna get back into the game.
Great questions, though. Keep them coming. All right, getting into this fourth round. Have to get my bearings of where we were in the game.
Yeah, you kind of forgotten.
Yeah. But we really should be looking at a 3-1 lead now for paiN. There's not much to work with here for HOTU. Nato with the P250, able to get 1 kill on Rix. Nice and clean so far. I mean, obviously one of the biggest advantages that paiN Gaming are going to have today is just their sheer experience on land.
Well,
how have they got a bomb plant?
I don't know, but it's a perfect timing for you to call out all that experience to allow them to let slip a bomb plant for no good reason.
So hold on a second. How are we here?
How have we got this ball?
Well, that's some extra money for HOTU. That will make their buy here a lot
not
better.
the biggest deal. They were buying this round no matter what. So yeah, the extra cash helps, but it was always going to be an investment. 3-1. HOTU got the pistol, lost the second round, have lost 3 in a row, and first gun round underway. AK-47s across the board for HOTU's attack. Trying to think back of pistol round was basically a catwalk rush. Second round was a catwalk rush from HOTU as well. That got stopped by mid-aggression from paiN. Now really we have the first round to think about here with the rifles in hand. MQZ with his AWP over at the B-bomb site.
MQZ is about to see the elbow. Okay, a lot of damage being done. Kato low in HP with 12 left. MQZ going back to try and finish them off, but Mizu and Lampada have taken 2 CTs with him. Snow chiming in. Oh, MQZ gets caught looking the wrong way. Tries to get a sniper back down into the site. Goes to the Deagle instead as he marches backwards.
Yeah, it's unfortunate he had to give up that ground because you can see all of his teammates are now stuck in market with him as well, but he tried to stay out as long as he possibly could before it became just too dangerous. And how do you get back into this now?
You gotta hope for a hero.
You need to pass the op over to Davideus and have him play passive and the rifles push forward.
Well, that's not happening. MQZ is just going to let the rifles move forward despite the low HP on David. He's going to move out into the open. Lampada, Kato looking to combine. Yuka taking a headshot onto Snow, and MQZ is just going to save the sniper. So not enough done on that B hold, and HOTU able to pop out and close.
No, a couple really critical kills at the right moment. One with an aggressive push in middle from paiN. They stopped that cold. And then obviously the second kill coming from the B halls all the way towards Catwalk is the nice exit. Really well done from HOTU. Nothing too crazy, nothing complicated. Nice and simple. A split towards the B bomb site that never even really connects, but they still get the kills they need to get in and win the round. A second on the board.
Well, with that saved AWP, you still have that in play for paiN, and also a lot of money built up around it, so the rifles come out to support. AKs for HOTU. Mid-utility dropping. One to the window, one to the top mid area. Mizu and Kato walking through the underpass. And they'll slip their way out because Zera, oh, over the top of the con smoke. It's going to be an opening kill for Mizu. Just going to hold, pause for a little while with that advantage.
Yeah, they want a reaction. Obviously, we can tell from the minimap that paiN's nowhere close to the reaction they're looking for, any kind of a push. A minute on the clock. Over to the B-bomb site we go, right at Coach Ricks. Jump spotting for information. He's got utility to drop. He's got Davideus here with him. Oh, they missed the timing, though.
This is so bad. Oh, he gets caught. Kato able to come through. It's only one.
Bro.
Oh, that's got to be that was poorly played, but it's got to be a save. And we've got a 3-3 scoreline.
Ooh. And actually, they might not even.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that save is going to happen either. Yeah, Lampada.
If he wraps around them towards ramp, that could be spicy. And QZ looking with the op. He needs to keep it, and good shot. Good kill. Holds it in his hands. They've got money to drop weapons over. NQZ can drop, what, like 3 rifles in the next round, so they're all good. paiN will be buying again. Unless Mizu takes these guns away for no good reason. He's over in T-spawn now. Got him boxed in, crouched into the fight. Missed shot from NQZ. Shouldn't go back for more. And it should be a stalemate. So 3-3, we're all tied up.
I was curious what Lampada meant.
Okay. What does
Looked it up. It's Italian for lamp.
Lamp.
I wonder why he's called himself that.
Terrorists win.
Well, he's not Italian, so it might have a different meaning in his language.
And he's a big fan of Italian lamps. 3-3, we're all tied up. Also, the brain rot is currently Italian, by the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the new brain rot.
Yeah, it is actually Italian, yeah.
It's the new export from Italy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cappuccino. Let's go straight into round 7. somehow, some way, paiN still have money. It's like an infinite money glitch right now.
Yeah, they didn't. It was just NQZ. He had like 7K. So it's just like he's just a bank. He just dropped a bunch of M4s over to his teammates. Here we go. And HOTU is called for an A hit. Pretty fast little pop. Smoke being put up. Nice execute coming in. Counter utility deployed by the paiN defense. And all the rotations and shifts starting to come in. As HOTU make their first move up a ramp.
They've blown open at the back of triple. A lot of damage being done inside of the site. Yoka able to get one. Lampada, there we go. Lights out, lights on. He's got two. As NQ's able to come back. It's not enough to put paiN in a competitive position. HOTU's Mirage looking good here. There's a rotation of Ricks coming through CT spawn, but not really backing him to get themselves into a winnable spot off of him.
No, paiN's getting cracked open right now. I mean, they had 3 players here. They had a solid defense. They knew what was coming. Just couldn't hang on to it. Really nice kills out of Lampada coming out of Palace. Rick's going to investigate an opportunity for a retake. If he can get one quick kill, maybe you can build on top of it, but that's a tough angle over the smoke. And HOTU take the lead. It's going to be 4-3.
Well, I know a lot of people are excited about the fact that the coach for HOTU is the major winning Mo. As part of that Gambit team in 2017 at the PGL event, PGL Krakow.
Yeah.
A very experienced individual.
Had some great games during that run as well. I think he put like peak device in his pocket during the semifinal series.
Kind of insane, yeah.
Like peak device and just dumpstered him. It was a great run.
That was just after the Astralis squad had won their first major in Atlanta as well earlier that year.
Yeah, it was. I think that was the last major Kirby played for them. I think that was kind of like the point where that kind of lineup had felt like it run its course, and Kirby made that move like towards the start of the next year.
I think Magis might have been in that.
It might have been in there. Yeah, it's very the timeline of it
was all
8
blurry.
years ago gets a little hazy. HOTU keeping this super simple again.
No, you were right. You were right. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Kirby was in fact there. He got owned. Got owned.
It's all good. Here we go. Smoke walls up again. Pretty much the same exact execute with the same exact players running the same exact route and rolls. This time against 2 pistols on Snow and Ricks. And much slower pace in terms of their scaling behind the utility.
Well, getting peppered down from underneath the wood. A lot of damage being done. NQZ again getting one shot on the sniper. He's going to require a little bit more help from his friends, though, and that's exactly what he's got. Big Uzera, too. Snow picking up one. It's only Kato left, pinned at Tetris. There's no way he can build his way out of this round. He's stuck, slipping in front of Sandwich. He's got a little bit of ground here, but would take a miraculous moment from Kato to even get close to winning this one. Gets onto the stairs, player. Oh my god, not like this, not like this. Okay, he's got the knife kill. Steps up, looks down in under wood, and would have taken something spectacular, almost Cadian-esque, to come out on top of that clutch. But
you can't win a 4th round like this.
You can't win round 4 like this. You can't win. You're opening camp PGL Astana.
Man, it's kind of a cool idea. I think, unfortunately for HOTU, like, they run that same execute, but this time the change up is they don't actually push and aggress. They kind of get that position over in cubby and chill, and they want the follow up peaks, and they want those follow up peaks and they want to catch them completely off guard. But the only people who are going to peak were the pistols, and their philosophy is don't peek because my teammates with the rifles are here. So all of the fights that HOTU wanted that round just never came to them due to the fact that the weaponry was so weak. And then the utility fades, and all the M4s and the ops of paiN have a chance to get these lines of sights and find good fights.
paiN are back.
paiN are back. That was the round?
Yeah, that was
ignited them?
That was it. They were gone for a while, but they're back. You got to deal with the FURIA. The Duke makes his way out mid. His 2 teammates coming out through the lower tunnel. Oh, the underpass, and Duke, yep, eat that, NQZ.
What up, Duke?
A mouthful of lead, and now he's dead.
That's actually a nasty shot over towards Catwalk. Oh, NQZ has to just be so bummed. 5-on-4 for HOTU.
The B player is Rix. So the coach has to stand up here. He's got some help from Big Zero. Oh, Rix is coming through. I thought that was Big Zero for a second, but it was Rix up towards the apartments that takes the Potta down.
Yeah, and that's half the attack. Now all you have is the Catwalk portion and this lurk over towards Khan. That's Mizu.
And David's actually rotated over as well, so Rix actually has some help. They're going to jump out, drop with a shot. Rix knows he's in. So what? David goes down, so Rix needs to step up instead. And oh my god, he's got it. Rix doing a good job here at holding onto the B site. Yuka running in, trying to chase him down. They know the opposite side of the bomb site. Nice shot from Yuka. Is there anything else to offer up? Rix is still here, trying to be a problem. Missed shot from Yuka. And if he had connected that on the rotating snow, he would have had a 1v1 up against the coach.
Yeah, he actually almost pieced that together. He had a pretty decent read of the situation, knowing where the fights was going to come from. So, I mean, a good display of game sense as well, and almost a very admirable clutch attempt. But credit over to Rix for stepping up when they needed it most. As you mentioned, the only defender at this B bomb site grabs a pair of really critical kills. And paying hand on, Yuka made this really interesting. I thought he was going to land that shot on Snow. 5-on-4.
Good job, Rix.
And pistols only for HOTU in this round.
I mean, Rix is... If he can do that, you know, pretty consistently, that'd be awesome. You know, if he just gets one and stays live and don't become a massive liability, you'd imagine there was some kind of conversation for HOTU around, all right, if he's the B player, let's just test him.
Yeah, well, I think the hard part is, I think that is a philosophy that it feels like they've used to a certain extent, but the hard thing is you can't just hit like 5-mans through B halls every single time, or 4 players, right? They've tried to mix in those splits up. Oh my god damn.
Oh no.
Bro, that's
poor
not,
Rix.
I just feel bad for him there. That's not even, he's just jump spotting, and that's a deagle.
Oh no. That's the bomb site. It's a 3v4. How has this happened? HOTU with the bomb planted, time taking, and paiN trying to get back in on this. They don't have a huge amount of utility. Snow's low, but he's got the kill on Duke Fasura. Now he's got to try and hop out of the window. There's a crossfire being held on either side. Snow with the headshot. Snow's doing everything. He melts away this post plant. Big Azera's got the final pick. And now the defuse stuck. So fantastic round for HOTU to get that one pick to open up with a deagle, get the bomb down, but yeah, really important paiN recovery.
Fantastic round from Snow, I think, more than anything. The triple kill on that retake and salvaging the situation and making sure it's not just that painful. And poor Rix is just like, look, guys, I know I'm the coach, but you have to see the way I died in this round, you know? It's not my fault.
Watch it back into that middle. That's going to be the one he really reviews tonight.
Oh, just bang. What a shot from Cade. This is paiN's map pick as well to open up the series. And Snow's kept them in a lead, a 2 round lead, 6-4. Snow up at 13 kills, 3 deaths, leading the way inside the server.
Strong position for Kato, but he's going to walk through the smoke and give it right on over to Big Azera. So that play doesn't quite work out for him.
Davideus is going to miss the timing with his aggression on Catwalk, was just peering towards Khan, looking over the smoke, and just as he looks away, they slide in. The Big Azera off angle. They know he's here, and it's Duke again. And now Davideus has got to slide out the window and try and do something, but smoke in his face. And paiN is locked out of this bomb site.
Duke's got some sharp shots on him.
Yeah, he really does.
Oh, he's going to have to eat that one, swallow it. paiN drop back. Been seeing that Rix has been playing a lot of FACEIT games with the guys, you know?
Yeah, he's been grinding. Well, I mean, you know what? If I was a coach put in this situation, I would be in the server all day long.
Yeah.
I'd be like, please don't look like an idiot.
He's got nothing but W's, you know. All his it's a full sea of green right now. His
FACEIT stacks got W's. Those are going great.
Yeah.
The officials, however, the 10 series losing streak. The other hand, that's not going well. That's not going well.
Yeah, 11 FACEIT wins though, Jason, in a row.
Does have 11 FACEIT. No one can take that away from him.
He's level 8 now.
6-5. A timeout called by HOTU, their second. Looking to tie this up at halftime.
Yeah, still a really good buy for both teams going into the last round of this first half.
For those of you just joining, see a couple questions popping up in chat from time to time. Coach Rick's subbing in for DGT due to visa issues. So paiN on this, 10 match losing streak, playing with their coach and encountering some resistance in HOTU, who's coming off of a grand final appearance at their previous event, which took place just a few days ago, ending on April 1st. On March 9th, the MESA Asian Masters. MESA Asian Masters 2025. That was a long time ago. I thought that was going at the same time as you.
No, that would have been something.
That would have been something.
Yeah, 2 events at the same time. Duke Vasura in and around the top mid smoke. Look who's inside of it. It's Davideus now coming through it. He's got to find himself that top mid player. It's Duke Vasura getting caught and cleaved away. Now 1 minute 30 left on the clock. Yuka's hit the red button. He's hit the pause button. He doesn't want to get caught from that continued push.
It's one of the few extremely rare disruptive plays we've seen paiN make on this CT side of Mirage. Most of this half has them been playing a pretty standard defense. I think more than anything, probably saying we don't know a lot about these guys. We don't know a lot of what to expect. We probably haven't played against them a whole lot. Don't really know what they feel like inside the server. So let's just play standard and trust that our experience as individuals and as a team can find us the solutions to whatever we encounter. 5-on-4 right now, and I think the tough thing is any other day you might see paiN rotate that second player away from the B bomb site, but they're really trying to nurse Coach Ricks at this site, and at least in this round it's not going to haunt them. A defense stands tall, everyone wins their individual battles, and it's a 5-on-2.
There's Lampada. He's come out. David Slights knocked out Yuka. Second kill of the round for the side of HOTU all of a sudden. A little bit of a foothold being carved out, but with Yuka going down, Lampada needed both kills. Wasn't too far off getting that transfer, but goes down, and paiN will leave the first half with a 7-5 lead.
7-5 lead, and yeah, I mean, I think you can tell from the faces. They're like, yeah, we're happy we have this lead, but that's nothing special. We don't think we played that half particularly great. So let's see what happens when they switch side. BigUzera is going to take the helm of the calling on T-side. Mirage challenging into HOTU's defense. And I mean, look, we haven't seen much out of HOTU. I kind of had these expectations coming in, so I might have been reading into things a little bit, but I think this is going to be a team where the aim is going to be really sharp. The game sense and the plans and the protocols might not be there to the same extent. So BigUzera might have a chance to have a huge impact by just kind of outbraining an inexperienced team across the map, and we'll see what he can do. Snow's having a great game. 14, 15 kills in that first half to lead the server.
I'd be mad at that play. You just chill behind the top mid boxes. Davideus just appears out of the smoke. Yeah, Snow loves that. Well, pistol round begins here at paiN now on the T side. Some utility for Snow. He's got a Molotov and smoke. What a game he's having. 15-4 right now.
Dualies on balcony and 4 players to defend this. A lot of distraction to keep eyes away from the dualies.
Mizu ready to go. Jumping out right in front of him, distracted by the players inside of the bomb site. Oh, God, it's only one. Kato able to get another, and then he goes down upon the peak. It's Yuka to actually fall in that fight. Juke off the top of the stairway. Oh, no. You may have had 4 plays in the right spot. You may have had the dual Berettas having opponents not even looking at him. but HOTU failed to take any of the advantages and opportunities that they had in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just nailed it. I mean, you had 4 players here. You had 3 players distracting for the dualies that only gets 1 kills, but you just don't get enough production from that defense, from that number of players at the point of attack. Not good enough. 8-5. paiN with a 3-round lead, and now they have the economic advantage in the first few rounds of this second half, and a chance to extend this lead. Good shooting from Vincere coming out. He was the defended that follow-up peek from the stairs. Here's Mizu. Just couldn't track that second player. And Vincere controls everything towards stairs and jungle. That's actually a lovely double kill in the pistol round for him.
Well, 4 MP9s for HOTU. They've decided to buy back into this round. And they've stacked the wrong side.
Hey, it happens. It happens. But I like the idea.
So we're looking at a save.
Yeah, all 5 players pushing to Palace after this. Just stay safe, rinse and repeat. Try it again in the next round. So 9-5 for paiN. Let's see, what do we got in this event? Who we got? Let's look at these 1-0 groups that we're working with right now. 1-0 at the moment, before the matchups have been decided. Navi, NIP, Big, MongolZ, MIBR, Astralis, and then obviously the winner of this series between paiN and HOTU and Spirit GamerLegion is going on the other stream. Those 2 will join the 1-0 group. So that's a pretty solid group. I think obviously the surprises of the 0-1 group would be probably Virtus.pro getting upset, G2 losing their match earlier today to MIBR, although they did have Taz standing in. And obviously the loss from Aurora to Big Clan, 2-1. Puts another pretty dangerous team down in that 0-1 group.
If you're a fan out in Kazakhstan, you're really hoping that these teams figure out those visa problems during the event. Like you want G2 to be here at full strength. You want to see if they can make it into the playoffs. And this is a region that very rarely gets Counter-Strike tournaments. And so to have some of the world's best teams and some of your fan favorites heading out into the possibility of playing in the arena in front of you, you definitely want that to happen. So kind of unfortunate that Hunter has had the visa issues and the paiN as well. DGT. 4 MP9s here for HOTU, just saved from that previous round. Let's see what they can do with this as they set up with a couple of players just as that Palace entrance. Kato up first. Duke is now leaving. In fact, they're both going to start dropping down that ladder and shifting the defense because Snow was selling that it was a B play. And he's done a pretty good job at disrupting the defense, but the MP9 is still getting kills, and now they realize it was a fake, so they tried to barrel back in time. The bomb shifting away, does not want to run into the A side. It wasn't a clean entry.
Oh, this has turned into an absolute disaster if you're paiN. Okay, try and recover this one. 3-on-4. You have no one in position to do a whole lot. You catch an isolated duel out in the open. Duke with an MP9 fighting up towards top middle. And now you've got another one. HOTU just gets pulled towards middle, and paiN have found the release valve. Double kill, and just 1 player, excuse me, 2 players here.
Let's see what Yuka can do, though. His teammate, yes, coming back over Lampada, trying to arrive in time. Yuka, yet to be detected. They drop on him. There's another kill. There's an AK and a Molotov. NQZ getting 1 kill back through the wall bang, and Yuka's going to sprint into short, thinking that they might, in fact, come through the underpass. He's got the right read on that, because that's exactly where NQZ is. He's freed up space for that bomb to eventually get down in the sight. Vincere wanting to make sure his teammate's in the apartments and has the ability to trade if needed. Not going to commit into the plant just yet. Yuka going into the open, and NQZ's repositioned at the apartments pays off to close the round for paiN.
That's a tough round, though. That's a really weird round after how it opened up. Thankfully, they get those 2 kills in middle. This one as well. Kato just comes back. Good recovery, but these ones too easy for paiN to 5. And a 5-on-3 to give up those kills. Oh, I think it was a 4-on-3 at the time, but those ones too simple to give them the avenue back into the round.
A missed opportunity, a feeling of disappointment there for HOTU as they now look at paiN go to 10-5. AWPL for Yuka, and we're really getting to the end of the road in terms of opportunities here in this second half for HOTU, and this is only their first buy, so got to start winning rounds almost immediately. paiN Gaming getting ready to go in towards this A bomb site. It's going to be a simple direct call with Vincere on the lurk. There's the smokes, flashes. Nice execute to look at. Will it be effective in terms of getting into the bomb site? Absolutely.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Everyone's backed off from the defensive side of things. Bomb plant going to go down. Big Uzera lurking over in middle. Finds a nice kill. Good job onto Mizu. 2 players back at CT steps. 1 at the stairs behind the smoke, but still this bomb not going down. paiN happy to let these smokes fade away and go from there. And they might wish they chose differently. They might wish they picked a different option.
Bruh, how did it go so badly in the end? Like, so badly for paiN all of a sudden. All of those kills come in immediately on the peak.
I don't know why the bomb never got planted while that smoke was up. Big Uzera gets that kill. There's no one in the bomb site. I don't know why the bomb isn't being planted at some point, and then they just choose to play the smoke fade. But when that smoke fades, it's not like anyone's out in the open. They've got cover. And Cade and Lampada just destroy them. Sorry, Kato.
Kato.
I keep forgetting that dang O.
Don't forget the O. Kato. Sounds like some sort of fighting game character.
Well, there was Kano in Mortal Kombat.
Right, that's
is probably what your
thinking,
brain is doing to you right now.
It's triggered that, hasn't it? The weird thing is I never even played that game.
It's a great one.
So it's kind of crazy that, that can happen without even playing. Marketing, man.
First video game with blood, I believe, the OG Mortal Kombat.
Damn, okay.
Yeah. I wasn't allowed to buy it.
Oh, fair enough. What age were you?
First grade, whatever that was.
Like what, 12, something like that?
Sure.
Yeah.
No, before that, I think. I don't know. Anyways, it had blood.
Minute and 5. We got plenty of blood here on the server. Soon.
10 to 6. paiN's going to rotate all the way back around to this A-bomb site. There's a defender inside the site. That's Kato. He's going to slide towards balcony. 2 players, Khan, setting up a crossfire with catwalk defender of Mizu. 45 seconds left.
$35. Yeah, not a lot of time here for paiN, and this could be another finish on the A-bomb site that goes the way of HOTU.
It's basically the same thing, but this time they're not throwing an execute. They have all the utility, but they're not throwing the smokes and flashes, but they're still doing this A-hit with Big Uzera lurking mid.
Well, Kato, off the top rope, has taken himself 1 kill before being traded out by NQZ, but it's still a 4v3, 15 seconds left. Bomb making his way into the site. Oh, juke for Sora. He's won it. That's the bomb. That's the round. We're looking at 10-7. NQZ just trying to hang on to the AWP.
I mean, in that 3v4, they're kind of in a desperate situation. They're trying to catch him off guard, but they had a smoke that whole time. They were kind of walking into the bomb site. Once they get that trade on balcony, they can actually smoke that cross and watch top stairs and get a bomb plant and see what happens from there. So yeah, I mean, paiN really not prioritizing the attempt to plant at the bomb site of A these past couple rounds. And they've slipped a couple. And now the money's an issue. You have the op on NQZ. I think you can just sell that back, but man, you don't have a whole lot to be happy about at the moment if you're paiN. And HOTU's starting to build up a bank. I mean, Duke's got 6,500. Lampada's got 5,000. 4,750 on Yuka. They've got money for this CT side, and it's starting to look pretty strong.
Everyone's laughing at me for thinking that first grade, you're 12 years old, Jason.
That seems.
I never made it to first grade.
I know. I was like, yeah. Wait a second. That sounds way too old.
You were held back a few years.
I was driving 4 years later.
Okay, good to know. But that is not. You're not 12. Duke starting to make his way up in towards top mid. NQZ peering over the top of the smoke into Khan. And it's a missed shot to the window. It's Duke as that smoke fades away. Sharp on the headshot. Teammates need to be careful to not go down. And Duke is just farming. Looking bottom mid, now top. Just Big Uzera with a sniper trying to draw a juke in. He's got another kill. Ooh, Big Uzera around the corner. Could be another chance for him. Utility comes in and a grenade will drop any chance of Big Uzera pulling off heroics.
Yeah, but they've pulled it within 2, and for a matchup that we came into this, and like even with the coach situation standing in for paiN, it still felt like the experience is going to be there for paiN to be able to overcome this. Well, the This inexperienced guys showing that they can come back and keep up with you. This is now 3 in a row. This was 10-5 and felt like paiN was really just kind of marching towards shutting it down really quickly, but 3 straight has brought it right back for the HOTU side of things. Some money's going to come back for paiN, but they're running out of this lead. That has just dwindled.
Yeah, and if anything, they are likely to lose this round as well because you've got NQZ only on a Tech 9. You've got a Galil out as well. Very limited utility on a few players here. It is not the prettiest scenario for the Brazilians.
All right, well, this time nobody over at the A-bomb site. Focus in the early going is mid-control on this default. Rix being the one to take all the risks. To let Snow follow up on whatever information he finds. Utility in mid and up catwalk we creep. A boost up over the smoke finds a kill on Mizu. The opening provided, and now Yuka's feeling very alone at the B-bomb site.
Well, Rix stepping up here for paiN. A really important kill. Big Uzero through the window. Unleashes on Lampada. And we got Kato and Yuka stuck under the wood. So it's not looking good here for HOTU. Or a real opportunity
I feel like that was
to
like
grab a 9th round.
That was like a 3 versus 5. It was like David, Big Uzero, and Snow. And then you had NQZ and Rix almost just kind of like chilling. Or excuse me, NQZ and Snow just chilling with the bomb. Nice shooting from paiN, and good job. I mean, a lot of safe real estate they're able to gain and get in position to go for these frags and go for these fights. Perfectly done.
Yeah, Rix is doing what you really need from him, right? He had a number of okay rounds on the B-bomb site on the CT side, and in this round gets the bottom stairs player.
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, you could see how they're utilizing on the T side as well, right? Like we saw him leading for Snow in that round, clearing all the angles, taking the risk of going first, of, you know, risking whether there's going to be, an op or someone holding the angle. And then all of a sudden you're in a situation where it's like you get to now just go for kind of the cherry on top, which is like, all right, coach, make a play. Like we haven't seen anything. Now you just get to play the game. You don't have to be a sacrificial lamb. Hey, exec, here we go.
It's quite quick as well. Look at this. Davideus is all the way out. Applying pressures to stairs. Just gonna look at the jungle peak. A lot of damage done to the AWP. Grenade should finish him. Goodbye, Yuka. This is chaos, but it's all coming up paiN. No one from HOTU able to hit back, and we're looking at a save call. It's a tough one to swallow, but it's one that's necessary. They're not winning this round, and they don't have a lot of money left over, so having that AWP into what needs to be a comeback into overtime is a must. So we're looking at 12-8 now for paiN. Map point on Mirage. And despite having their coach, still doing a good job on Mirage, which I was a little hesitant about. I thought if there is a map that HOTU are going to be able to win, Mirage feels like it. You know, if you got all these pug stars, these cracked aimers, Mirage is maybe one way they could bring some hurt to paiN. But up next is Nuke. paiN get one map under their belt before heading into their map pick. Well, the chances for a 2-0 are astronomically high.
Third and final timeout for HOTU as they try and find the recipe for this, but despite some of the good rounds and the things they've overcome in the rounds they've won, it seems like paiN on Mirage is just a little bit too much, too deep of a playbook, too many different options they can switch into. So one last chance for Mo to get involved, have the conversation, try and get the boys lined up. You can see him trying to coordinate, it looks like coordinating a couple of guys on how exactly he wants them to play the scenario, the situation. Timeout comes to a close. And freeze time heading into round 21. paiN with 4 chances to take map 1. Off the back of 17 kills on Davideus and Snow together.
Well, the closing of the map being teed up here for paiN. It's not going to be the quick burst into the A-bomb site that they had previously. It's going to be Big Uzero going out middle, combining with his 2 teammates coming out through underpass.
Yeah, I think these last 2 rounds where they played like a more slow style of gaining some control. You know, they had that boost on Catwalk to get a pick over the smoke. They had kind of the play up con earlier. These slower rounds have been super effective, so no reason for them to change the pace.
Okay.
And I can't believe that.
Yeah, that works. Just walk through the window of smoke. Boost it up, no pause, just keep going. And Kazil walks over Juke. Bigazera spams down Lampada inside of the site. Rick's now coming out of the apartments, not alone, he's got his teammates. And the B-bomb site under a lot of pressure is Mizu. Just hiding with a measly little FAMAS. That's not the best map here, Mizu. Doesn't look like it's gonna get any better for him. Rick's to dome in from the back of the bench. It's Yuka to give it a good go in the 1v4, but paiN Gaming have locked in the opening map of this best of 3. A team playing with their coach, it's been a very long time since they've got a series win.
Yeah, and I mean, I think more than anything as well is that they had some. This wasn't like the easiest game in the world. It wasn't the most difficult either. They had some challenges though. HOTU put them on the back foot a couple times, put them in tense situations a couple times. So good to see paiN respond like this in kind, and with the coach grabbing that first map 1 victory. Gotta feel good as they're starting to get acclimated and more adjusted to the coach being in that seat rather than DGT. But paiN have a map victory here on Mirage.
River is one of those.
Slim Shady lookalikes.
Slim Shady lookalike contest in Astana.
Yeah, there should be up on stage.
Well, now there's like Timothy Chalamet lookalikes, Jason.
Oh, sweet lord.
Yeah, that was a big thing earlier this year. All right, here we go. Straight into the second map, into the pistol of Nuke. And we've got Bigazera running out into the site, looking for a heaven shot. It's going to be Bigazera taking 2, cleaving away the defense inside of the site.
As this is what I mean. Like Bigazera just charges out, chest open, takes open space duels, long range of the Glock, wins both of them. I think the conversation between maps for paiN had to have been, guys, like we played the first map really conservative because we didn't really know what to expect. We've seen what they've got now, and we can handle them without a problem. No one be afraid to press the issue. No one be afraid to go for a play. No one be afraid to take a fight. We can handle these guys.
I think that first map is going to sort of fill them up with confidence and have it to close on the double headshot right at the end. So we got paiN, pistol round collected.
Nice simple upper rush. So Nuke has started out very basic. Here's Bigazera tucked into the corner. Yeah, just open space fights, not scared of any of them. Wins both in good protocols for paiN once Bigazera clears the bomb site. Check the flanks, check mini. 1-0. And a stack outside for HOTU. 5 USPs, they're gonna push it. Oh, there goes Snow. There goes another one, but NQZ able to farm up with the MAC-10. 3 kills in response, calls out information, and now's the move from the remaining paiN players. It's a 2v2, but this isn't not a close 2v2.
You have no way of getting back. What is that? All right, Bigazera.
Hacky boy.
Yeah. Love that. Well, Lampada coming around the back. Bigazera's got him locked in as well, so he's just going to back away, save the AK-47, and we see not a bad result there, considering what they had in the round for HOTU. So an AK-47, 3 kills. Not bad at all, but 2-0 lead here for paiN Gaming.
You know, I wonder if like, is it worth if you're Lampada right now with this AK-47 into the next round? If you just stay in spawn next round, like you don't even leave, just keep the AK.
Yeah, you don't leave. They're wondering where you are, but you've never actually left spawn. I have just one question, Jason. I've just noticed someone in the chat.
I know
someone in the chat has said, "Who has water in the background?" I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't either.
There's water in your headset.
That's the flush entity packet loss.
Yeah.
The old Counter-Strike error message. Just on repeat.
I hear water too. No idea where it's coming from.
2-0 for paiN. And around that AK-47, HOTU's gone for the buy. They've got an op on Yuka. With no investment in the previous round, they force it out here in round 3. Light on utility, but they've got strong weapons. It's
Bigazera closing out on Duke. Advantage here for paiN Gaming. Ooh, nearly followed up on Yuka, needed to get away. He misses the shot on the secret player, and he's sprinting back down towards Decon.
Yeah, remember, he's got no armor, so he needs the headshot angle to really make this a fair fight, even with the AWP. Now he's got Mizu, who's looking to come down vents, but he's already kind of set up, giving it up. It's not really worth coming down at this point because I can't do anything to help you. You're just going to be stuck in vents. And meanwhile, while all this is going on, this is what I meant by CT side protocols. HOTU's doing nothing to address the lower bomb site.
55 seconds. That's all he's got. Kato, in the meantime, he can see just over the shoulder shot. They're both missing each other. David has come back. Now he hears the steps.
And he just peeked into the bomb site and says it's clear.
Well, it's not.
Well, through mini comes one, but as soon as David peeks into the site,
he's going to see him again. Oh, but the view model blocks him. He sees him just there. Now he goes over to the ladder. It's a bold move from Kato to try and get up the ladder so quickly. And David Deus is the man to step up in this round for paiN.
And that's what I meant when I said the conversation for paiN had to have been like, don't be afraid to make a play. Big Uzera gets the kill onto Duke outside, and that entire part of the map is open, and David Deus just presses it, just never stops moving. He gets a really quick positioning up in heaven because he's unafraid, knowing that this is a team with inexperience, that they can exploit the rotations on Nuke. Very, very tough map to get a grip of as a younger, inexperienced underdog team. And this is going to be the issue they're going to contend with for the next 9 rounds, is paiN just running them ragged up and down to the different bomb sites.
Well, Lampada is about to save this AK again, so at least that's something. But yeah, I mean, this is paiN kind of owning them at the moment. Fist bumps in. And comfortable start here for paiN. This is the biggest Zero fight outside. Confident to just fight them before the smokes go up.
Well, also, like, Duke should never be in that position at that moment either. There's that angle to it as well. Like, you just don't see that kind of a fight that often at Tier 1 Counter-Strike because players don't put themselves in that situation. So a little bit of an easy gift for an opening kill over to Big Uzera. And that descends into a loss. 3-0. Op is back in the hands of Yuka. From his save, this time he's got armor.
Settling into a quiet and slow round. The outside smokes are deployed. No one's going to move in behind them. Snow's going to play close mini to try and get in towards the site with the rest of his teammates as they attack on a hut. But it's so far so good for Lampada and Juke. Yuka's op still waiting at the back of the site, and it's slowed down this paiN attack so much so that they've paused entirely.
Yeah, but they've given up door control. They've given up door control with that shift over. Mizu wanted to rotate over to be next contact after the AWP give away its position, and Big Uzera takes complete advantage, even with the bomb risking everything. So now they can disappear back away and towards lobby, over towards ramp, where it's Kato.
Oh, well, Kato's only got an MP9, so what can he really do here? He's peeked up, he's got one.
Going for another here?
He's sticking around, he's taking the risk, and he nearly gets away with a second kill, but it's just damage. Will that damage prove enough? Big Uzera throws the bomb away, goes into the fight. Juke Vasura goes down. What a kill from Big Uzera. And now the site's taken. David Deus locking the plant in, and Yuka inside of the ladder. He's coming back in on a retake with an AWP. Is not exactly the ideal situation here.
And this is why you don't take that second follow-up fight over on ramp room on that box with an MP9 against AK-47s. Just drop down and play the bomb site, and this is an impossible eventuality to have happened.
Well, Yuka up next. Here he comes. Smoke into the site, time ticking. He's got so many angles he has to worry about. It's just impossible to see a world in which he wins this, and he realizes time's too far gone.
Yeah, got given no gifts. Nobody peeking into him to give him a free kill to put him into a one-on-one, so has to bail out for the AWP. And paiN now inflicting it 4 rounds in a row. I think both of them died at the bomb blast, right?
If they get behind this box, nope. And there's no way that David can make it, but yeah, Big Uzera here already had the escape plan locked in. So 4-0 lead here for paiN. It's not like there's money issues entirely here for paiN. There has been a decent amount of damage done across these 4-round victories that has left them on the brink of collapse. So if HOTU can just win one, there might be a way to march back into the half here.
Okay, so we're at that point 4 rounds in, huh? If they can just win the one.
Yeah, but the one would make a big difference here. Look at this, Jace. If they win this round, and yeah, there's not a whole lot of money built
there's
up.
some economic implications. Wouldn't be a complete reset, but it would
Try to find the positives.
Yeah,
already
I know. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's not a lot of positives going right now for HOTU. The name's pretty cool.
HOTU or the names of the players?
HOTU. It's fun to say.
Yeah.
HOTU.
What do you think it means in Italian?
Probably like hot tamales, like a short version of it.
A shortened version of hot tamales.
Yeah.
Italy known for their tamales.
Yeah. I don't know why that's the first thing that came to my head, but it works. Davide is now waiting inside of lobby. There might be a push towards him. I like it. Here we go, Yuka. You can try.
Get out.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
You can't hide. Let's see what he can do. Snow as he makes his way outside. He's got great space here.
This lobby control is so good for HOTU, though. The fact the op is allowed to have his back up to squeaky door is such a luxury. Oh, Duke just missed the timing, the information. Now he spots it, and he's got the read on Snow.
Back. Oh, God.
That's got to make you feel so silly.
Oof. Kato, now up. If Snow won that fight, might just be a disconnect from the server situation. But Yuka, here he goes inside of the smoke, going for no scopes, going for magic. Davideus goes, oh my God, they give it a chance. What?
No
way.
Like
Davideus is back in this again. And then Mizu appears out of nowhere to save it. But holy.
Oh, no. Okay, everyone settle down.
Well, that's the one round, Jason.
That's the one they needed. And boy, did they have to work for it. Actually, I mean, you have to say, good job taking lobby control. Duke even had a good read. That's an unfortunate fight and situation. This is just weird at the end of the day. But again, like, it's also... Like, I'm not... It's just like, you don't need to push in that smoke after that kill. Like, why? You've just actually put yourself in a position where you can't have information, you can't cover anything.
He's in the flow state. And here comes the... Oh my God, okay. Big Uzera, the battering ram.
Daddy's back.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, I don't know if he was spotted. It looked like he might have been. Now stuck behind the silo. Smoke is down, so paiN's going to go patient. 5-on-4, plenty of time left in the round. One thing they're missing is utility. They've got one smoke left. They have to actually come to this lower bomb site and just smoke off either windows or doors.
There's Duke. And there he goes. They come back up, they fight him. Now that's another pathway open if they desire it.
Well, that's the smoke they used. So Duke was playing in front of it and thought they dropped down and tried to make the play. But I think the problem right now for paiN is with the lack of utility, they don't want to finish at the lower bomb site. But everything they've done in that round said they were going to end at the lower bomb site. But now it's about coming back up and just trading your way in and winning these fights. It's turned for Big Uzera to go on a hunt and investigate the lower site. Good kill from Mizu, but again, the lower bomb site is lost. Bomb is shifting over, and Big Uzera should be able to cut off rotations and provide safety for Davideus.
They drop down into the site. They're going to commit into the plant. 25 seconds. Here comes Yuka chasing after them. Smokes out on the left side to give himself a little corridor of cover to move with. And he's going to try and use it to devastating effect down in the site. His teammate Mizu is connected on a headshot, leaving it all on Davideus. A clutch again needed. Continues moving forward. He's spotted. He can't win it. It's a cool move, but just too many targets.
I mean, really cool move. I don't think he never expected it in the world for the Alper to drop down in towards dark. Other than that, it could have been a really cool play, being quiet about it as well.
You'll never know the next move of HOTU.
Yeah, well, great retake, great recovery in the round for HOTU. That was, what, like a 3v4 at one point? There was definitely a 4v5, but the fact they're able to bring it back and recover is really, really well done. Big Uzera with the opening kill, nice and easy for free, but Yuka's able to bring some back in his favor and able to close out the round at the end of the day as well. Just enough trades, just enough kills at the right moment to make this round doable, and HOTU starting to get into nuke.
It's Deagles and a Glock, and yeah, we have seen HOTU break away that money. Carving out the ice to reveal a beautiful sculpture of a comeback on the CT side. Forward 3 should be the scoreline in about a minute's time.
This would be a hard flick to hit. A really hard shot for Big Uzera to hit as well, and he just falls off with the peak. So now they know at least 2 outside. Hearing plenty of Deagles rattle off, and Duke is going to put one down. So this should be a round HOTU has no issues having control of, and indeed it's looking that way down the stretch.
Have you seen anything funny in the chat yet for Teacup? Is he reported back, or is he giving up?
He's gone AFK. I think he went to the bathroom.
Maybe he's thinking.
Maybe he is.
Maybe when he's in the bathroom, that's when he does his best creative thinking. We'll wait and see. We've got Rix on the dig. He's caught by Mizu. And we are now looking at that third round as expected. There he is, the Slim Shady haircut. Love it.
It does look great. Stylish. In style.
Yeah, it's really in style. He's bringing it back. Maybe in Kazakhstan it is.
All right. Well, let's see if HOTU, if this is just a flash in the pan these 3 rounds, or if this feels like they've kind of got things a little bit settled and starting to get more comfortable with the initial barrage that paiN brought out. Can they close the gap? Well, they closed the gap. Can they actually tie things up?
Kato. Waiting just on top of the ramp boxes. Here comes the push towards it. He's going to retreat further and further back into the B-bomb site. In the meantime, Snow's grabbed the opening kill of round 8.
Taking a lot of damage for it, but it's a nice find. That's Duke outside, so now the wrap towards heaven opens up. Options open up. 2 players have dropped down to defend this lower bomb site. Kato, oh, I think he gave his position away. He definitely did. Oh, what a mistake. Yuka's going to chime in, but he's the only one here.
Here comes Yuka to try and come back in. Quick shot to the chest. Rick's gone. So a 2v2 set up off the back of that kill. And with 48 seconds left. It's not even a retake at this point, as the bomb is not planted. Gotta jump your way up through secret.
Oh, this is weird for paiN.
Yeah, it's an uncomfortable situation. At least they've got a little bit of time. Like 30 seconds is doable. You've got to go back and get this pick on Lampada, though. The plant is coming in. Lampada timing. Okay, comes around the backside. That bomb plant's locked in, and this time it's NQZ for the clutch. Can he win it? 1v2, he goes into the rafters.
Oh, this is a tough place to be. You know the other player was over by Mini, so it could go vents. You're not super worried about ramp room, but you don't have a whole lot of room after that first engagement. This better be a quick first kill if he wants a chance at transferring.
NQZ. He's been doing his best working the rifle in this series. There's the first kill, and no problem for NQZ as he sinks both kills as they run into the site.
Yeah, beautifully done. Good hold up in the corner, bails them out because paiN was about to be really frustrated after this sequence of rounds. I think even some of the rounds that HOTU's won in this last stretch have been paiN putting themselves in advantage position. Once again, they do it. This is a 5-on-2. It almost gets recovered.
NQZ has to save them in the end. And you hear Snow. The violent roar of Snow.
Yeah, coach loves that play too. He's like, ooh, that's nice. I remember when I could do that. Big Uzera in the squeaky smoke hears the magazine running low and finds a great timing. And throughout this half, Big Uzera has just been more than willing to bully himself into every fight in every situation.
Outside fight not going well for Mr. Duke. He goes down to David. 4v2 as paiN guaranteed 6-3 here.
Duke's having a really rough time outside, and I'd like to see instead of bringing reinforcements over towards like the lower bomb site, having 2 people doubled up there early, I'd love to see him get a little bit of support either from secret or a second player outside, maybe Yuka with the op. Do something, man, that tempers this kind of aggression and this confidence from paiN in the outer portions of the map. Like, have someone at secret so they can't just kind of take control so quickly. Have someone harass them. Do some flash peeks so they have to consider that down the stretch. I say down the stretch, but we're pretty much at the end of the stretch. There's 2 rounds remaining in this first half.
I mean, it's already a really good T side. You have so much to work with going into that second half. Just on the output that you've been able to display here.
It's a really good T side that feels like there's no reason why it should get stopped here in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, true. Like yeah, there's a real opportunity for a 9-3 half, and at that point you're
especially against just up against pistols.
Yeah. So good chance here for paiN Gaming to their first series win since March.
And let's say this as well, like, for coming into this, for saying the strength of HOTU, like on Mirage, seeing themselves play to their strength of some of the individuals and the skills and the gunfighting, even that strength has kind of failed them on this map. And part of it, I would imagine, is, you know, less comfort on this map, especially with a team like paiN kind of running a T side against you that's really tough to handle, not finding yourself in comfortable positions for these fights, not able to read what's coming next. But, I mean, Big Uzera has been able to go 1-for-1 with pretty much anyone in the server on this map.
Taking the time as we head under a minute left on the clock in this round. paiN not wanting to walk into any stacks, any traps. Guarantee themselves the 7-round victory. Util clearing the back of the A bomb site. And we'll soon realize no one's here. Rehashing again, spoilers, so cover your ears. Earlier today, Spirit was playing GamerLegion. That game is gone and ended pretty quickly. It was a 2-0 victory for Spirit. It was 13-11, 13-11. So, you know, that's got to be pretty frustrating if you're GamerLegion getting it to every round of regulation and just not getting the job done. Not getting the job done. Donk played well, though. Yeah. So all the fantasy pickers enjoying that.
Yeah, they got to be happy. Got to be pleased.
There's Lampada. Nice deagle on the way out the door. But for paiN Gaming, it is the 7th round win. And the last hope to make something of this half now coming up for the CT side.
And a timeout taken, a second one to talk things over. Yeah, 2 rounds remaining, and they're going to want both of them. So this timeout is for rounds 4 and 5 if they can swing it. But I think really, you have 2 things, I think, that are the biggest things if you're Mo that you're bringing up right now. One, I think you need to pull someone else outside. I just kind of highlighted that a round or 2 ago. Make sure they can't take outside quick. And you got to tell your upper defenders to be expecting some kind of a fast play from Big Uzera. Pretty much every time he's chosen to do an aggressive play into the upper bomb side, I think twice on gun rounds, once in the pistol, he's gotten kills. So, I mean, you have to just be able to say, guys, expect it. Expect it, and if it doesn't happen, it's great. But be ready for it, at the very least. There's too many rounds where they've just lost a player at the upper bomb site, lost Duke outside, and they've had to play around a minute and 10 seconds with no map control, man down, and no information. Round 11, utility outside. It's going to be Yuka. They bring the AWP over. They tell Duke to go elsewhere and put the AWP at the deep angles, but blocked off by smoke.
Big Uzera leading the charge down Secret. Not much of a charge, more of a slow walk of full control as he's about to reach Mizu.
Kato can be here to help out quickly.
Nice dink.
Good dink, and actually a good decision to back off as well. Now here's the X factor. paiN on that initial crossover to Secret also got a player over in Big Garage. That's Snow, and he's going to start making his move shortly, I think, to start wrapping around Heaven. And again, this time HOTU hasn't lost a player. They're playing 5-on-5, but they are playing without information. And you can see on the minimap in the X-ray, the defender in that upper bomb site playing silos staring straight up at Heaven, because they do not have the defense in store to stop this play.
A quick kill for Snow. He's going to keep walking, though, and I think Duke being boosted on the boxes is a guaranteed trade kill.
And that should have let him know the final play is downstairs. If Snow's trying to connect with his teammates, if he's trying to go ramp room, he's trying to connect to go to the lower bomb site. 4-on-4. Easy still here and gets a little bit lost as the peek comes in. And there goes Duke.
Yep, off he goes. Out of the picture, Lampada and Yuka. This is after a timeout as HOTU was searching for a round that could get them into this half, but they're locked out of the vent. Cool flash, but not gonna.
Cool flash.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be better than that. I thought it was like some sick lineup that was gonna land down the vent. It didn't really do that.
Hey, if
either.
it landed, that would have been sweet.
Yeah. Well,
Save
not much to be happy about if you're HOTU at the moment.
No, nothing really. 8-3 is going to be the scoreline in the favor of paiN as the bomb goes off, and there's money in the bank, so you can even hunt down this AWP if you want it, even though you're the lone man. Let's see, NQZ, go get it. Inside the smoke, Yuka's going to just try and survive as NQZ runs past him. Final round of the first half.
I just see
Reminiscing on the flashbang?
Yeah, everyone's reacting to the flashbangs. I'm glad everybody thought it was cool as well. All right, round 12. Last round of the first half. We've got the AWP out for Yuka. Really doing a lot of hard work to save that in the last round, hiding in the smokes. And we got Duke. He's had a tough time outside. Looks like it's not going to get any easier for him. He's going to burn slightly and then get blasted away by Davideus. Shot from Yuka, and P9 tees them up and drives them home. It's 2 kills from Kato as he'll switch out to the AK, and we got a chance to watch HOTU go to 4 rounds at the end of this half.
It's nice well, not there yet, but it's nice that they're in a position to have a 4th round, at least something to work with moving forward, but they have to close out this 3-on-2. Kato's low, Yuka's at about half HP, Snow himself on 17, so a lot of this is going to fall to NQZ. They do have the bomb in hand, which is great, and there's no one at the upper bomb site. HOTU with these rotations choosing to play outside in big garage, now in yard. And you have to imagine Kato's going to be able to just jiggle for information in the upper bomb site. But paiN heading towards ramp. They have 2 smokes and a Molotov. And this position from Lampada is checkmate.
Lampada gets one and done. NQZ, can he clutch again? Can he clutch up once more here for paiN? Kato's so low inside of the site. But he's going to go for the commitment to the plant immediately, and that's going to cost him. So a 4th round taken right at the end of the half here for HOTU. It's not enough to feel good about things, but it's better than 9-3.
No, it's not enough to be positive at all, but I mean, all you can do is switch sides and see what you can work with. And again, it's a question of the experience. We know the round by round meme that always comes into play, but I mean, it is true. You have to start with pistol round and just focus on that and see what comes from it and go from there. Big Uzera's got to be extremely pleased with how his team has played that half with the lead that they've gotten, and also considering his individual level on this map as well has been excellent for paiN. It's Davideus with 13. It's Big Uzera with 12. And Big Uzera was 5-0 in opening duels in that first half.
5-0. All right, well, yeah, you can see why he got a big smile on his face when he was talking to his teammates there. Looking to try and get the job done here. A pistol round win, convert that. And it's not going to be too far off. Been a weird time for paiN Gaming where finding their 5th player took some time, and then now obviously
the visa issues.
It's a very frustrating time. I feel like you're just kind of spinning your wheels in this first half of the season, and you're going into the major around the corner. And
I think that's kind of a key to phrasing it as well, is like the spinning of the wheels, where you feel like you can't build upon any of the progress you think you've made, and you just feel like you're just kind of stuck. It's a tough feeling, and once it sets in, it's hard to get rid of it.
Oh, good start to the pistol here for Big Uzera. I'd make that 6-0 at opening duels, Jason.
Yeah, and he also, I mean, yeah, great opening duels. He also had a double kill on the T-side pistol, so pistol rounds on Nuke so far going really well for him.
Okay.
And QZ, and Snow, and Rix, and paiN. It's 9-4, and that feels like the red carpet just got rolled out.
Yeah, over HOTU. And they're getting stomped on as they walk over the top of them.
Yeah, just adding salt into it. You have to be here to get stepped on. Good shot from Biggie
Bang. Oh, so many clean shots in this
I know.
pistol.
And it's a terrible feeling when you're on the receiving end of all of those clean shots. You just kind of look around and you're like, oh, well, we got deleted. Look at that bromance building and developing.
That's so good. Well, here we go. Quick play into the top site. HOTU just charging in. 1-for-1. Lampada's done a decent job here. Kato coming in as well. Not bad for the P250. 2v2 off the back of all of these early skirmishes.
Yeah, but haven't been able to pick up or salvage any weapons whatsoever. That's going to help him close this out. Finally, an MP9, but you've got Rix. Okay, he's called out the drop. Here's the footsteps. So now a 2v2 retake. Into the lower bomb site we go. Yuka's going to try and get some space towards ramp room to be in their face with the Tech 9.
Rix up close. MP9 going to work out wonders as BigOzero comes in on the follow-up. And we are now looking at the pistol round collected in the start of the second half here and converted.
Yeah, good job from Rix as well. Just understanding too, like there's a bomb being planted, so as long as I like pretty much bum rush this as fast as possible, we kind of have a 2-on-1 here. And a clean victory for paiN at the end of the day. So, 10-4. 3 rounds away, a little bit of a scare provided by HOTU with the upper bus with a low buy. With the kills and the bomb plant, you have to buy here if you're HOTU. You have to look at this like this is the only opportunity you're going to have. Reset this economy, try and close the gap while you have them on low buys, and just see what comes from it. But you have to invest.
For HOTU. 2 Galils and AK, Scout and Tech 9. As you said, you have to invest. It's not pretty.
It's a lack of smokes after this wall, right? There's not a second wall to set up. If they want secret, they have to cross on this timing.
Well, they better make it work. They better make the wall work as they cross on over. It's going to be Davideus waiting inside of main. They charge in towards him. He keeps it clean on the first, then extends into the open, loses his life to Juke. BigOzero up next, and it's another kill for BigOzero. P250 switch to.
Go get it.
Run for it, and he does. BigOzero's having a game. He's confident. 11 rounds just around the corner.
Yeah, that's why I told you that conversation between these maps. I feel like BigOzero coming into this map just like I own these guys. Like we just played the first map. I know what to expect. They're not nearly as good as we don't need to respect them nearly as much as we did on Mirage. He came into this with an attitude. 18 kills, 7 deaths for the IGL, the captain of paiN.
And the last timeout for HOTU. Not a lot of money. Not a lot of hope. But Mo flicks down the mic, and he'll have his say. But it needs a miracle and more to come back.
I like that jacket Mo is wearing.
Yeah, it's pretty
looking
cool.
for positives of HOTU, I think that's a cool branded jacket.
I think Duke's wearing it too. Look, he's got the jacket on while he's playing.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to drop a little freestyle to the team, getting them right back in the mood.
I don't know. I think all the freestyle has pretty much been shot out of him outside on this map. I think he's...
outside he's been free.
Yeah.
Well, HOTU with Galils on 4 and AK on 1. And a last-ditch effort to try and get through ramp. Smoked.
I think if you have the idea of going through ramp, you're going through
Rix.
this as well.
This is the big moment. The Rix.
Oh, he got caught between 2 ideas. He was going to push to get behind the smoke.
And it doesn't work out for him. Luckily, he's got Snow.
And that just stops him cold. They're like, oh, actually, I don't want to be the next guy to challenge that.
Pada up next to the window. And he will go down to David, who gets traded by Mizu. But look at that little ratty play from BigOzero. Hangs around CT spawn, catches Duke walking past him.
I mean, Duke has to be sitting there thinking, like, why is he still here? Like, why is he just now leaving this box?
Well, 1 HP for Mizu. Under a minute left. And despite getting the opening pick towards ramp, really quick rotation from Snow. Because they're playing in CT spawn, it's...
Oh, the sound cue.
It's worked out, yeah. I mean, even with the sound cue, it's...
Yeah, he's got 1 HP. He's not winless, but, you know, the sound cue sucks.
Yeah, just confirms that it's over.
It is just kind of the worst.
All right, well, we're just a mere moment away from closing out the first day here of PGL Astana 2025.
And this will be paiN's first series victory since March 8th against GamerLegion. They have lost 9 in a row since that win back at Pro League. And finally, they've changed their fortunes over HOTU.
It took a game against HOTU, but they did get their win. Here comes Kato, trying to fight Snow, but Snow lands on top and Kato's gone. So 5v4.
That's what I mean, man. Like, as this half has gone on and as this lead has just grown and ballooned to where it is now, like, look at Snow, just like rushing hut and swinging, wide swinging for 1 kill and then running away. Like, they're playing with no fear at the moment. They know this game is in the bag. 4 versus 5. No smokes remaining. Good drop down from Lampada. Good flashbang from Mizu as well. That was over from Secret. So a little bit of positivity, but shut down quickly.
Oh, okay. A couple of kills followed up, and it's just Yuka and Duke left alone. HOTU have come into this event with hopes that are high, but it does not look like they're going to take the first step here against paiN today. It is going to be a 2-0 win for the South American mix of players, and with playing with a coach as well, I think it's a good result for paiN to get kicking things off early, not really breaking too much of a sweat throughout the series today.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's a good result for them, and they're going to be happy, and obviously ending that streak of 9